comic book fans, and welcome to another edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host, as always, Cammy. Now let's get down to the brass tacks, people. I did not have a pick of the week this week. I know it was sad, it was horrible. Cameron, what were you thinking? Why didn't you pick this one? Don't worry, I think I made it up to you. I think there's a little thing called a contest at the end of this episode. So, let's just get on with the Fast Five, then we'll get more into detail on that contest. First up from DC Comics, we have Final Crisis number 6. Now this is probably going to be the most talked about issue of the entire series, let alone comic book this week. On all the message boards I went on, everyone had the same thoughts, opinions, and actually various differing opinions as well. So, basically in this issue, lots of fights happen. You got Supergirl versus Desaad, you got Lex Luthor versus Libra, you've got Taki Tawny versus Calabac, and you've got Batman versus Darkseid. This is what happens. It's a standoff between Batman and Darkseid. Batman, has had a lifetime vow against firearms, but if it means saving the entire universe, then, why not? So, Batman dies, essentially. We see Darkseid kill him, we see Batman kill Darkseid, but at the end of the issue, we see Superman holding the classic pose of, a dead loved one in his arms, and it's the fried corpse of Batman. However, people, I do not think Batman is dead. First of all, what the hell was rest in peace then? That whole arc out the door. Oh, he died on a helicopter. Actually now, he died at the hands of Darkseid. And 2, Superman is only on his knees and crying with the loved one in his arms if that person is really dead. So just by judging this page, I don't think Batman's dead. I think you're going to see him come back next issue, or maybe he'll come back as a Black Lantern. Either way, I don't think he's dead, but then again, I could be in denial. So anyway, that's Final Crisis number 6 this week. That's what all the hubbub is about, bub. Next up, from Dark Horse Entertainment, we have B.P.R.D, The Black Goddess number 1. Now in this issue, all the team are trying to find Liz and the captor Gilfried, who has kidnapped her, and they turn to the records of Lobster Johnson. And turns out, back in the 1930s, Lobster Johnson, being the badass that he is, was hunting Gilfried as well, him and his little crew. Parts of his crew start dying off, the only lone survivor of his crew tells the tale, and it could get them that much closer to Liz Sherman. But then again, if you just flash some Lobster Johnson at me in any comic book, I'm going to pick it as one of my picks of the week. So, just a heads up, Dark Horse. Eyes on you. Next up, from Marvel Entertainment, we have The Amazing Spider-Man number 583. Now, if you watch CNN or the newsstands, or if you checked eBay, this is a popular issue. This is going to be the same kind of crisis that the Death of Captain America issue was. Basically because Diamond and Marvel didn't put enough copies, or they said, oh yeah, it'll be a 50-50, so everyone will get a copy. Guess what, people? Not everyone, especially the comic book fans who actually read the comic books, got a copy. Lots of people saw this. They went into their local comic book store, said, hey, get me that presidential edition of Amazing Spider-Man. Because, okay, it's a Barack Obama variant cover, and people go crazy when they see anything with a Barack Obama on it, let alone if it's, a special edition issue like that. Marvel has to bump up the price point to $3.99 for some reason, people, and this is that reason. But besides the variant cover and all that, I really enjoyed this issue. I think it's because of Mark Waid. Anytime Mark Waid is on a book, I think a Spider-Man book, I think it really hits home with me, and I enjoy it 10 times more than I usually do. So anyway, I really enjoyed that issue. Didn't pick up the variant cover, and probably won't ever, because if you look on eBay, it's going for around $80 to $100. That's right, $80 to $100. People are insane. Next up, from IDW Entertainment, we have G.I. Joe number 1. Now, this didn't really take me back to my childhood, but it did a good job of telling a story, introducing maybe new readers of this new generation who've never heard of the Thundercats, G.I. Joe, He-Man, etc. It might have introduced them to a new generation of saying, hey, check out these characters. They're the all-American hero, and there's a movie coming out later this year, so, get in touch with them. So basically we follow Duke, Beachhead, Shipwreck, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, as they go to the day-to-day life of Joe. There's a mission coming up, and there are whispers of a terrorist organization known as Cobra. They don't know if it's a person, if it's an organization with ranks and everything. But overall, this issue really was fun for me. Next issue, apparently, we're introduced to the Baroness. So, you know, hey, all aboard the fun train. IEDW and G.I. Joe, it might possibly could work. And finally, this week from DC, we have Green Lantern Corps number 32. Huge battle between Crib and the Green Lanterns. Got him under her control last time. But this time it's Kyle, who has all the willpower. You know, puny, pathetic artist Kyle has all the willpower, breaks out of her control, and goes fighting against her. Big fighting. This is why the Jesters are fighting. Amni and Matu are able to have their birth right then and there. While this whole battle's going on, and even a Star Sapphire enters the arena. And it's just a big brawl between Lanterns, Sapphires, and Crib, because she is one badass motherfucker. You cannot take her down easily. But in the end, the Scarlet Sapphire takes her, encases her in a big crystal, and says, you know, I'll take her back to my planet. My people will do some work on her, and it'll be kind of a brainwash. And she'll become a Star Sapphire and learn to love it. I thought it was a very exciting issue. One of the most major points, though, is that the third law has been introduced to the Green Lanterns, which means no physical relations or contact between Lanterns. And upon hearing that, not only do Amni and Matu turn in their rings, but thousands of other Lanterns turn in their rings. Because guess what? They don't like that. They like to get, you know, intimate with fellow Lanterns. Because with the rings, you know, on their fingers, imagine the possibilities, people. I don't even want to go there. That's the X-rated edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. That'll come out later this year. So that does it for comics this week. Now on to the contest. I was originally going to have this contest in next week's episode on 2008 comic book movies, a year in review. But I had a feeling, after doing calculations, that I wouldn't have enough time at the end to do a contest. So I thought, hey, why not do it now? I got time to fill. Why not? So, up for grabs for all you new readers and people interested in Watchmen. That's right, it's Watchmen, the trade paperback. I have a couple of these lying around, but I'm only giving away one. So, if you want this a classic and one of the top 20 best books of all time on the Time.com's Most Wanted list or something, go ahead and send me an email at cammyscomiccorner@gmail.com. One winner will be randomly selected to receive this lovely, lovely trade paperback. And keep in mind, please, that this is only in the United States because it costs too much to ship internationally. And you know, you're getting this for free. I'm not going to give you 20 bucks out of my wallet on the side as well towards shipping. So, again, cammyscomiccorner@gmail.com. Say, hey Cammy, I want Watchmen, yada yada yada, and I will go ahead and send it to you. It's a good contest if you've never read Watchmen, because then you get a free copy, and then you can love the movie that much more. So, also, if you want the bitchin' comic book t-shirts that you see me wearing, head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net. From there you can email Kelly, and then he'll send you a catalog with tons of comic book t-shirts, some of them inspired by this very show. Scout Umbrella Academy Air. He has a couple of new ones this week. It's the Blackest Night is going into effect, so he has a couple of the Blackest Night t-shirts. Very fine looking shirts. There's only one name I trust in comic book t-shirts, and that is Kelly at www.deadlinegraphics.net. Be sure to take advantage of his deal going on this January. It's if you buy any t-shirt, you get the second one for half off. How can you argue with something like that? Anyway, that does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. I've been your host, Cammy, and I hope all of you have a fantastic week. And go Cardinals!